What's going on, everyone? X here from NTP, and I am back again with something very special today. I'm giving you guys the Wither Boss. This is something that for a very long time I've been wanting to make and design, and finally he's done, he's here. So I'm very, very proud to finally give a proper tutorial of this. I actually kind of wanted to have him come out when the Wither Boss came out to Xbox, but, you know, he came out like not too long ago, so it's not that, you know, it's not that far off of him appearing, his big grand entrance on onto Xbox. So it's very cool to have him here now. Also, he's kind of in a random spot. I know I want to get him a nice proper spot eventually, but right now he's just kind of chilling in the middle of this like field here. But yep. So very proud of how it turned out. It took like 2 to 3 hours to make. I went back and forth between the Wither Boss, like he was just trapped on the ground in like a little cage, and I'd fly between it and go back and forth and design it slowly. So it was very tedious, but I think it came out looking really good. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and just get into the dimensions now. So first thing to note is the tail here. I made a video. I recorded, you know, myself building at least just this tail part, just the tail part. So that will be after this little outro, but before the pictures. You know, I still have all the pictures and stuff at the end in the plastic texture pack for you to, you know, check out. But it's before that I'll have this little video of me building the tail. So I build the tail for you guys, and then you can just use the pictures to do the rest of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump past the tail. So the body part. The body part is from here to right there. And it is 3 by 2 by 9. So it's 9 long. You can obviously see where it's 3, and you can obviously see where it's 2. So, and then what I'm calling the spikes, or I guess you could refer to them as the ribs, they are 4 by 2 by 2. And there's 3 on each side, there being 6 total. This long thing here I'm referring to as the arm. And it is 20 long by 2, and then by 3 tall. And then both of these smaller heads that he has here, they are 6 by 6 by 6 cubes. And the head is, the main head is just a normal 8 by 8 by 8. Just like a regular head on a statue. So, his head's actually very similar to a wither skeleton. Like if you check out the back here from both sides, like see that? Like they're basically the same, which I didn't realize until after I took the pictures. It's very uncanny how close they are to being exactly the same. But yep. So let's just go and jump to the detail here then. Again, I'm going to go ahead and ignore the oh, and those links are width by height. I didn't mention that. If I didn't, you know, there it is, and it'll be in the description. But so the detail, I'm going to ignore for the tail because, you know, I built it. So we're just going to jump up here into the body now. So the body is just black with this stripe of light gray, stone, and gray. And then both spikes or ribs, both sets of them. On the ends, they have light gray, obviously. And there's a little pattern in between the body and, you know, the ends of them in black, stone, and gray. Alright, something very cool also to note about this guy is if you come around here to the back, it's the exact same thing as the front, just flip-flopped. You know, the same pattern on the body, so you really just have to copy that down twice. And then the spikes are actually flip-flopped. Like you can see how this side, you know, it's got like 2, you know, it comes 2 out instead of 1. And it's got like this diagonal thing in the stone. This side it's only 1. And it's got, you know, this like L shape, I guess. If you come around here, you can see that it's just flip-flopped. You know, the double things on this side with like the diagonal grays. And then over here it's the 1 with the little L gray shape. So it's the same on both sides, just the spikes or the ribs are reversed. And the body is exactly the same. So that's nice. Coming up now to the arms here, you'll notice that if you just take a look at it from this point of view, you can see that it's actually uneven. It's not in the very center, and the reason for that is because the body's only 3 thick and the head is 8. You know, there's no way to really center up 3 from 8, because if you take 3 away from 8, right, you have 5. So, you know, 8 minus 3 is 5, and you can't evenly distribute, you know, 5. There's going to be 2 on one side or 3 on the other, because if you divide, you know, 5 by 2, it doesn't come out to being a whole number. So, on one side you're going to have 2, and on the other side you're going to have 3, as you can see right here. So it does come out looking uneven, or if you look at it, it is uneven. But if you back away, you really can't tell, you know, especially when you're just like showing people. People are going to be like, oh man, look at that. But there's really no other way to do it because, you know, he has bigger pixels. So it evens out, you know, but, you know, when you shrink the pixels down to block size, this is what happens. And the only way to fix it is if you make it in some way that's not like the actual thing. And then it comes out looking really funky and weird. So, this is just the best I could do. But, so the arms, the majority of them are all black. But you can see there's 2, like, little patterns of gray and light gray. Excuse me. And, under each head, it's the last 4 blocks you cut in half. You only have the bottom layer. So, on each end, you're going to have the last 4 blocks. They're going to be gone, you know, or the top levels there. Because, each head comes into the arms by 4 and has this little 2 space on the outside, as you can see here, just like that. So yeah, that's how you want to position the heads. And so that's the front. Now the back, it's different, not exactly the same, but it's still got, you know, some kind of pattern on it. So on the left side, you can see there it's light gray, and gray, and then on the right side it's just it's one little gray dot. But so there's that. Now for both smaller heads. Now if you'll notice, both smaller heads are exactly the same. Like, both of them are complete replicas of one another. And it's even to the point where it's like, see the pattern on this side of the head? If you'll notice that it's actually the same pattern right in there. And the same pattern that's on this side of the head is the same that's right in there. So, yeah, they're literally carbon copies of one another, exactly the same. So I'll just show you this one. So here's the front of the face. I made the eyes and the mouth out of Nether quartz blocks. It was originally white wool, but Nether quartz blocks were a bit cleaner, and they were brighter actually, so I went ahead and went with those. And then you can see there's just a pattern all over his face. Looks like the majority of it is gray. He's got black wool above his eyes, on the bottom there, and he's got a little bit of detailing with stone and light gray. So there is the front. Here is the side, or I should say the right side, technically, of the smaller heads. Again, majority of it is kind of gray with a little bit of like black speckled about, as well as some stone and light gray. That side, the back, no light gray this time, but you know, gray, black, and stone. You know, stone has a very like little pattern that's just sitting there, and there's like some black lines, and the rest of it's just gray. And so instead of like going to this side, I'm actually going to go over here and just show you what this side of the head looks like. So you can copy that over. So here's this side. A lot of it's gray, a little bit of black, and then very little bit of stone. I try not to get too in-depth with the detail because, you know, it starts to look a little bit weird. So I tried to not really use light gray as much. So that's why the majority of him is actually just black, gray, and stone. As you can see right here, it's just black, gray, and stone. So here's the top of the smaller heads. Alright, top of them. So, you know, just black, gray, and stone. Now, for the inside of the head here, no real great way to show it, but I will do my best here. So here's the front, though. Here's the main head, by the way. You know, obviously. So, again, the exact same colors I used on the other heads. For the eyes and the mouth, to make it pop out a lot more, I used nether brick, or not nether brick, I'm sorry, nether quartz blocks. And, you know, pretty much around, it's almost like the outside of his head, like, just like for the outline, it's black and gray. And like the inside, like in between his eyes and mouth, that's all light gray and stone. It's kind of how that came out looking. There's that. I will do my best to show you this side. But I know when I took the pictures, I actually got rid of both of these smaller heads. So it comes out a lot better in the pictures, but here's a slanted view from this point. You can see it's mainly, actually it's all black and gray, and then there's just a little bit of stone in there on the very bottom and at the top there. There's from this angle. I'll again go from this angle so you can maybe see it a little bit better. Again, this is probably where you're going to have to use the pictures more because, you know, it's probably going to help you a little bit more. So there's that. Come right here to the back. Mainly gray and black again. And just a little bit of gray detailing. Like I said, again, I really didn't want to get too in-depth with it because if I started putting in like way too many colors, it would start to look like really funky and weird. So I tried to keep using light gray to a bare minimum. And I just tried to use gray and stone and black because it came out looking really well that way. And then on the side here, it's not the same. Actually, I think it's very similar to the other side, but it's not exactly the same. I'm sorry. I was going to say it's exactly the same as the other side, but it's not. It's a little bit different. Not by a lot, but there's just a couple of things that are different about it. Actually, the majority of it, actually now I look at it, the majority of it is exactly the same. I think it's just the top layer that's a little bit different. So, I would actually go on a limb to say, I did design this a while ago, so I don't remember. Oh no, autosave is coming, let's get rid of you. No. No autosave. Alright. Glad I caught that. But, I believe that they're exactly the same on both sides, so if you want to copy it down, you can. So, But here's the top of the head now. Very top. Just black gray and stone, you know. Which is actually, again, very similar to the Wither skeleton head. It's really weird how close they came out to being. But, like, you know, you can see if we fly really high up, in fact, they're like exactly the same. Check that out. Both tops of the head are like exactly the same. So it's really weird how both those came out looking. So yep, that is it, guys, for this one. If you guys have any other requests, leave them in the comments. You know, we obviously do mobs, and we're going to do a couple more mobs tomorrow. We have 2 very special mobs coming. This was one of the special mobs, and tomorrow we have 2 completely different-ish mobs. Pretty excited to release, especially if you are a Diamond Minecart fan. Yeah, hinting at that there. But yeah, if you like the Diamond Minecart, then we have something very special coming out tomorrow. 2 mobs. You could probably already guess who they are, what they are. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But if you guys have any other requests, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Obviously, we do mobs. We also do modded mobs and stuff, if you've seen for the past couple days, where these have come out before, you know, the Wither boss and the Wither skeleton. We do modded mobs, looking for other mods, you know, to do. But we also do YouTubers and skin pack skins. So if you guys have like anything, any ideas for us to make or build or do tutorials of, then go and leave it in the comments, and we'll see what people want us to do and do it. So that is it for me, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you for the next one. Now enjoy my building of the Wither boss tail. Hello everyone, welcome to the making of the Wither tail, this beauty. Right, you're here because you want to make that thing right there, so you can make the rest of that thing right there. Alright, let's go ahead and do this, because you know, I've tried this a couple times, and I didn't like them, so I'm just doing these over and over again, so whatever. Alright, so, first thing to note, you're going to make it off the ground. Doesn't matter how high you make it off the ground, because, I mean, it's up to you. You can make it just floating 1 off the ground. You can make it on the ground, but usually making it floating is better. So I'm just making mine 2. Then you make this little 2x3 square of black, right? Got that? Good. Okay, because now we're going to add another color. So now we got 2 blacks and a gray. Alright? Right there. Going to come around to the other side. Do it like that. So now you have this little 2x2x3 or 2x3x2. I don't even care. It's a little freaking rectangle. Right? That's exciting? It's very exciting. Because we're going to move on here. Right? Black, black, gray. Right? Right there. You can cover that up like that. It's going to look like that. Then you're going to do the same thing again. Black, black, gray. And then cover it up again. Right? See the pattern? Okay, because we're going to mix it up now. Black, black, and then light gray. And then we're going to cover that up with black. Oh man. Black, black, and gray again. See that? And then we're going to cover that up with black, and then look at that. Look what you've done. Look what you have done. You've created the very front of the tail. Isn't that exciting? Alright, we're going to do the back now. Even more exciting. I can tell you're like giddy with anticipation. Alright, gray, gray, and light gray. Okay? Now, we're going to do a black, gray, light gray again. See how that's like not the same? That's right, it's not the same. Alright, now we're going to do gray, black, and black. Oh my god. You know what we've done? We just finished the tail. Holy crap, you did it. You've gotten this far and you have created the withered tail. High five yourself, because you are amazing and you just made probably something that's not that hard or impressive, but it's going to look amazing when you make it all. Alright, enjoy the pictures, everyone. That's it for me. Goodbye.